got Floyd out again. The minor steering issue. I don't know if the camera will pick this up. Are you able to see that?
I don't think they'll be able to.
No?
I think you got it now. Yeah.
There's a little bit of play. This one's got a little bit too. I don't know if you can see that. But we've deemed this machine unsafe to drive because of that little bit of play that's in there. So I can't find a replacement part. So I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet. So today I'm just going to pull the steering rack out and see what's going on in there. Maybe you'll be able to see it better now. That's so bad. We're gonna pop the tires off. See how much of the front end we have to take off to get that rack out of there. It's not the rack itself from what I can tell. It's gonna be this inner joint that I can't even see. Oh, maybe if I pull this. Oh, it's greasy. We're gonna save that for later. But that's where the play is. Inner tie rod end. But in order to get to that, we gotta tear the whole front of the machine apart. I'm talking upper A-arms, lowers can probably stay. We're gonna take the bumper off, the winch has to come out, and I'm fairly certain to get the bolts off of it, we gotta take the floor pan out. That's a pain. I hate doing the floor pan. And it's dirty because it's, what was it, 12 degrees outside today? 12? You can't wash a machine out there in this weather, so dirty it is. Got it. And the first thing I did was turn this by hand. Oh, it's not going to do it now. And water sprayed out. So this rack I think is garbage. Oh! Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's not what you want. So this seal is popped off. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh man, look at this is moved, and that top seal, there's a gap around it. So this whole rack was doomed from the start. Darn it.
It's still coming out.
Yeah, let me put this down for a minute. You know, on a lot of stuff like this, they'll put like a main spline or something so that you know you got it lined up perfect. Not that one. So we marked it, great, but I'm gonna end up buying a new one. Which isn't going to line up. So what's the sense of that? We'll just have to make sure that the rack is centered. And, ooh.
Oh.
Well, I've torn it apart. This is not good. This is not good. That's worse than the first one. And this is not good. And the seal gap, that's not good. So the whole thing is not good. My hope was to recreate this part because it is ridiculous that Polaris does not sell this part. Unacceptable. But I have to replace this anyway, so I gotta get the whole thing. Now, that's $554 and it's on back order. So much mud has gotten in here. This does not... Does this look like a $500 part to you? No. I'm still angry. Ridiculous. Let's look at this machine and see what we had to take out to get this part out of here. One of the first things we had to take off was the winch, which was here, mounted inside this box, bolted up through. So we took the radiator out and moved all this and got all the bolts out and disconnected everything before we realized that this entire box is held down by 4 bolts. So you can just take it off as one unit. Would have saved us a lot of time. Didn't realize it, and I've even been in here before. My bad on that. Upper A-arms, that's why the winch had to come out. It's a big 18mm bolt. Goes through there, holds on your uppers. Take that out. That was it for up front, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and obviously the front fascia, that's not a big deal.
No.
I had that bumper and whatnot. Yeah, that was it for up front. And then we went inside and we had to take out the floor pan. And I hate taking out the floor pan. You have to take out the firewall, the seat mount, that little piece of trim, and you end up with this. If you haven't had the privilege of taking this out yet, I have a video on doing the prop shaft in the ACE, and I go over it in detail there. It's a terrible job. I would avoid it if you can help it. Once you get that out, you can get up to this pinch joint and disconnect it from the rack. That's the only reason you need this out. Everything else we were able to do, but we were not able to free that from it until we got that out and drove a hammer into it. The service manual specifically says, do not strike this because you could damage your EPS. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's hope it'll be fine, or it just got far more expensive. The service manual actually recommends taking these out and the ROPS, the entire front end of the machine, off. And I don't want to. So we did not do it. We're going to leave this video here today. It's all torn apart. We got to order some parts and get this going. This is an expensive project. I hope that EPS is okay. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer and every subscriber, especially you members, Patreon members. We really appreciate the support. You guys are amazing. Everything we do with this machine or any of the other machines, we put them right in a playlist so you can check those out. I'll have it right here on the end screen. Just click on it. As soon as we get the parts, I'll pick this video right back up and we'll get the job done. It will run again. So help me, it will run again. But thanks again for watching. I hope you'll join us here for another video on 3-Day Weekend.